If you say these three words, all the women you want will come to you. Welcome to my channel, where we show you how to do things. The complicated parts of love and relationships with advice that people can really use if you're looking to build stronger connections, attract the right people, and become the best version of yourself. You've come to the right place. Now let's dive in. Have you ever felt like you're saying all the wrong things when it comes to women? You've had conversations where you're trying to connect, but something just feels off. Well, here's the truth. Most men overcomplicate communication. You think you need the perfect pickup line, endless charm, or some grand romantic gesture to get her attention. But what if I told you that it only takes 3 simple words to completely shift the way women see you? Yes, just 3 words. These words have the power to break through her defenses, capture her attention, and most importantly, make her feel an instant connection with you. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know what these 3 words are, but also how to use them in a way that's authentic, effortless, and game-changing. Here's the thing. When it comes to attraction, speech is key. The words you use can either connect you or keep you from understanding each other. Women don't just hear what you say, they also pick up on how you say it, the emotions behind your words, and the message you're trying to send. But so many men miss this because they overthink it and use impersonal compliments like, "You're so pretty," or "Let me tell you about all the cool things I've done." As a result, you come across as unoriginal, unauthentic, or even worse, like every other guy she's ever met. But here's something most men don't realize. Words have power. They can spark emotional triggers that make women want to be with you. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real. The right word, spoken with the right intent, can spark her interest and make her feel seen in a way that no one else has before. As an example, if a woman told you about her hopes and fears, a guy might say something like, "Wow, that's cool." Worse, don't respond to what she said at all. Another man, on the other hand, might say, "That's really amazing, you've clearly put so much thought into that." Which one do you think she'll remember? This is where the magic happens. Lies. When you use words that make her feel something, you make a link and give her a reason to want to talk to you again. And here's the best part. It's not necessary to learn a script or fancy phrases. All you need to know is how to use the right words at the right time. When you do this, you're not just talking, you're connecting. Now let's take it a step further and talk about how these 3 simple words can change everything. What do you think those 3 words are? Write your guess below and we'll check to see if you already know the answer. Let's talk about the biggest communication mistakes men make. These are the things that kill attraction before it even starts, and the worst part is that most men don't even know they're doing it. For example, let's say you're on a date and she asks you, "What do you do for fun?" Instead of giving a simple, interesting answer, you go on a 5-minute rant about your favorite Netflix shows, your workout routine, and that time you almost learned how to surf. She stops paying attention because you've turned the talk into a performance instead of an exchange. Ladies don't want you to wow them with your life story. They want real, relatable moments. Next, men often make the mistake of using generic compliments. They think that saying things like, "You're beautiful," or "You have a great smile," is enough to attract women, but women hear these compliments all the time. They're shallow, predictable, and don't make you stand out. If you want to make a woman feel like you see her, say something like, "I love how passionate you are about your work." These kinds of compliments are more meaningful because they show that you see her as a person, not just how she looks. Finally, focusing on physical attraction over emotional connection is not a good idea. That if most of what you say is about how she looks, she will see you as just another guy chasing her for superficial reasons. Here's an example. Instead of telling her how hot she is, say something like, "I admire how confident you are. It's magnetic." One only talks about how she looks, while the other praises something deeper. These mistakes happen a lot, but you can avoid them with just 3 words. Are you ready to find out what they are? Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal the 3 words that will change everything when it comes to attracting women. It's surprising how easy these 3 words are, but they hold the key to building connection, trust, and attraction. Ready? I understand you. Now let's look at why these words work and why they're so powerful. At the heart of every exchange is the need to be understood for women. Being emotionally safe is a very important need that makes this need even stronger. When you tell a woman by saying, "I understand," you're showing that you care about her feelings, experiences, and point of view. You're also letting her know that she's not the only one who feels the way she does, which is something most men don't do. These 3 words are also the basis of empathy and a good opinion. If you show empathy by putting yourself in her shoes and understanding how she feels, and if you acknowledge that her feelings are real and important, you create a connection that goes beyond surface-level attraction. Another reason these words work is that they show emotional intelligence. Most men think that showing off their accomplishments or making jokes to win her over is how to attract her. But what really sets you apart is your ability to connect on a deeper level. By saying, "I understand you," you show her that you're not just focused on yourself and are paying attention to her needs and emotions, which is rare. In what ways can you use these words in real life? Here are some examples. In everyday talks, if she's complaining about how bad her day at work was, you don't give her advice or brush it off. You say, "I hear you, that sounds like it was really tough." These words show her right away that you're paying attention and care about how she feels. It's not about fixing her problem, it's about recognizing it. 2. During disagreements, every relationship has them, but how you handle them makes all the difference. Let's say she's mad because she thinks you haven't been paying attention to her lately. Instead of getting angry or brushing her off, you say, "I understand you. I can see how my actions made you feel that way." This totally changes the situation. Instead of making the argument worse, you use empathy and understanding to calm it down. If you admire or back someone and she tells you about a personal goal or dream she's working toward, use these words to show your support. I get it. The fact that you're putting so much effort into this shows how driven you are. This kind of support and encouragement makes her feel important and cared for, which strengthens the bond between you two. Even though these 3 words are short, they have a huge effect. They build trust and mental closeness that can't be faked. Women are drawn to confident men, but they're also drawn to men who make them feel understood. Once you learn how to say, "I understand you," you'll find that you're attracting more than just women. You're making links that matter and last. Stay tuned, because next we'll talk about how to use these words correctly and avoid common mistakes. You won't want to miss it now that you know about it, trust me. The 3 words that spell magic. Okay, I get it. Let's talk about how to use them well, because here's the deal. How you say something is just as important as what you say. Your tone, delivery, and meaning make all the difference. Let's start with tone and delivery. If you say, "I understand," in a condescending or robotic way, she'll pick up on it right away and think you're not sincere, or worse, patronizing. To make these words work, your tone needs to be warm, genuine, and empathetic. Imagine how you'd sound if you were trying to comfort a friend. Calm, reassuring, and fully present. The key is to be real, not manipulative. Do not use these words as a trick or to win her over. If your goal is to fake concern to get what you want, she will see right through you. Women are very good at telling when someone is lying, so before you say these words, ask yourself, am I really listening? Am I really trying to understand how she feels? If the answer is yes, then your words will easily come across as sincere. Now let's look at some real-life examples of how to use "I know what you're going through" every day. One, when she's talking about her day, let's say she comes home and starts venting about how stressful her day at work was. She says, "My boss dumped a huge project on me last minute, and I didn't even have time to eat lunch," instead of saying, "Wow, that sucks." Or trying to fix the problem with, "Why don't you just talk to your boss?" You respond with, "I understand you're feeling overwhelmed. That sounds like a really tough day." This shows her that you're not only listening but also empathizing with how she feels. You're not trying to solve her problem or dismiss it. You're validating her emotions, which is what she truly needs in that moment. Two, during a disagreement. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but how you handle them can make or break the connection. Imagine you're arguing about plans for the weekend. She says, "You always make decisions without asking me first," instead of getting defensive with, "That's not true," or dismissing her concerns with, "You're overreacting. Try this. I understand you see it differently. I can see how my actions made you feel left out." This response acknowledges her perspective without turning it into a battle. It diffuses tension and creates space for a productive conversation rather than escalating the conflict. If someone is talking about a goal she's been working hard to reach, like running a marathon or getting a promotion, you could say something like, "I understand you've put so much effort into this. It's inspiring to see how dedicated you are." This shows that you're paying attention and recognizing her hard work, which makes her feel valued. Finally, don't forget how important it is to listen and use body language when you say, "I understand you." Keep eye contact, nod your head every so often to show that you're paying attention, and keep your body language open and calm. If you're staring at your phone or something else, the words will lose their power. It's not about remembering a script to use these 3 words well. It's about making her feel truly seen and heard when you pair them up. I understand. If you speak with sincerity, consider your words and listen carefully. You'll not only stand out, but you'll also make a connection that can't be faked. Stay tuned, because next we'll talk about how these words can change specific moments in your relationships and make you the kind of man women can't help but be drawn to. Emotional intelligence is the key to attraction. If you really want to master the art of attraction, one thing you need to know: emotional intelligence is the key difference between men who just catch her attention and those who make an impression that lasts. So what exactly is emotional intelligence in relationships? It's being able to understand her emo and respond with empathy. It's not just hearing what she says, it's understanding how she feels. Emotional intelligence makes her feel emotionally safe and appreciated, which is one of the most attractive things you can give her, because it lets her let down her guard and connect with you more deeply. But there's good news. You don't have to be born with emotional intelligence. You can learn it. Here are some useful tips to help you do that. 1. Paying attention. In other words, put down your phone and give her your full attention when she talks. Keep eye contact and listen without talking over her. If she can tell that you care enough to hear her, you'll connect with her right away. 2. Don't be quick to give advice or your opinion. Instead, ask open-ended questions that show you're interested in her point of view. For example, "How did that make you feel?" Or "What's been on your mind lately?" These questions show that you're interested in more than the surface. 3. Be vulnerable in a confident way. Emotional intelligence isn't just knowing how she feels, it's also being honest about your own. Being open about your feelings and thoughts makes it easier to connect with someone. To show that you're safe enough to be vulnerable as you build emotional intelligence, you need to do this with confidence. Even more weight is put on those 3 words. I understand you. They're not just words, they show who you are and the link you're making. Here are some examples of how to use those 3 words in real life. Allow me to bring this to life by describing some real-life situations that show how powerful I know you can be. On a first date, you're sitting next to her at a cozy cafe while she talks about a passion project she's been working on. Instead of nodding off or trying to talk over her, you say, "I understand." That sounds like something you're really passionate about. It's amazing how much work you've put into it. This one line shows that you're not just listening, but really paying attention to what she has to say. It makes you stand out and gives you quick credibility. Situation 2. You and your partner are having a fight, and she says, "I feel like you never prioritize me." Instead of getting angry, you take a deep breath and say, "I understand how you feel. I didn't mean to make you feel unimportant, and I want to work on that." These words will calm her down and show that you're willing to take responsibility and see things from her point of view. Situation 3. Building deeper intimacy. Let's say she's telling you a very personal story about a problem she's been having, and you respond, "I understand. That must have taken so much strength to go through. I really admire you for that." In this moment, you're not only supporting her, you're also building a foundation of trust and intimacy that she'll remember long after the conversation is over. These 3 words aren't magic. They're you being willing to connect, empathize, and truly understand her, which is what makes you unforgettable. Stay tuned, because next we'll talk about why these words make you attractive and how to keep using them to make every connection stronger. Let's look at why these 3 words are important. I know what makes you so attractive. It has to do with how women think and feel. Women want to feel connected to others. It's not just physical attraction, it's also about feeling seen, respected, and understood. When a woman feels like you get her, it builds a bond that goes much deeper than physical attraction, makes you feel safe, and feeling safe leads to trust, which is a must for any lasting bond. This is what makes you different from most men. Others may focus on giving her empty praise or trying to impress her with their accomplishments, but you're doing something different. You're showing emotional intelligence and empathy, which are not only very rare, but also very attractive. Most men only think about what they can get from a woman and forget how important it is to give her understanding, respect, and a sense of safety. Now let us talk about confidence. Being sure of what you say and when to say it gives you an edge. Being confident doesn't mean being the loudest or taking over the conversation. It means feeling safe enough to listen, connect, and respond in a way that feels real and on purpose. For example, when you say, "I understand you," with real intent, it sends a strong message that you're calm, collected, and in charge of both yourself and the connection you're making. That, my friend, is why these words make you confident. Don't forget this call to action. Practice makes great. This is where the magic happens. Knowing the words is one thing, using them is quite another. I want to push you to put what you've learned into practice. To begin, use the phrase, "I understand you," in everyday conversations with friends, co-workers, or anyone you're interested in. Watch how people react when you show that you understand them. Think about how those 3 words can change the tone of a talk and help you connect with others more deeply. The more you do it, the more normal it will feel, and the more attractive you'll look to everyone in your life, not just women. Remember that this isn't about magic tricks or quick fixes. Being truly attractive means consistently growing and becoming the best version of yourself. The next time you talk to a woman, don't worry about impressing her. Instead, focus on understanding her. When you do that, everything else will fall into place. Let's end this with a simple reminder. Attraction isn't about tricks or gimmicks. It's about making real connections. And it all starts with 3 words. I understand. I get it. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Bond Chronicle for more real, useful tips on how to handle relationships and become the best version of yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember that relationship is the key to everything until then.